Okay, this is a frame relay switch
Hmm.
in which GNS how to configure frame relay switch in the GNS and C.
Okay, what is frame relay actually?
I'll tell you. We'll configure how to configure frame relay switch. We'll see now. This way,
Frame relay
frame.
switch is different from all other switches.
No, this you are not supposed to know what is happening in this cloud. This I will call it as frame relay cloud. Someone will call it as FRS. FRS means, sorry, FRC. Frame relay cloud they will call. Okay, FRS frame relay services. I'll call. So nothing, what is happening inside the frame relay, what will happen because it's a cloud. This is handled by ISPs.
Okay.
Okay, once you study service provider and its things, you can learn about all this stuff. Okay, what is this
What is
frame
CCIP?
relay? Yeah, CCI not IP. You can go for CCI service
SP,
provider.
SP, no? Okay.
So, what is this cloud? What is the use of this frame relay? Suppose you have four branches in the four locations. This may be in India, this may be in US, this may be in Australia, this may be in Calcutta, something, or somewhere, Dubai. Okay. So these four places you want to interconnect these with the cloud. Okay. This frame relay switch, what is my frame relay? You have played in your home or in your schools and all. One guy will come, there will be four persons standing in the row, in the track. Another side, one four person will be standing. The one person will be handling one stick. They will be rounding. No, you have never played that game. There will be track like this. Okay. In your school, there is this like this track is there or not? Okay. Like this track will be there, four tracks. One person will be standing here, one person will be, one person will be standing here, one person will be standing here. All the four persons will be standing here on a group, and this one group will be standing. Here one group will be standing.
Okay.
Here one group will be standing. This is of one group. First track is of one group. Second track is another group. Third group is another group.
Yeah.
One person will be handling on a stick. Okay. This person will run and will go and we will give the stick to him. And this person or will he will run fast. He will give the stick to him. This person also will run fast. He will give the stick to him. And this person will come have to reach the same point where it has started. Which group is coming first will win the game.
Yeah.
This is called frame relay. Okay, so this person is going to give something. This person will receive the same thing. Okay, this is called frame relay. This is called relay game actually. Okay, what is my frame? Why you call this frame? Where frame is there in layer 2? This world switch is a layer 2 switch, frame relay switch. You can make a router as a frame relay switch by simply giving a command called, you want to go to configuration mode and simply type a command called frame relay switch. Frame relay switching.
Any router we can make
Any
it.
router you can make it as a frame relay switch.
Okay.
Okay.
For that we don't need a frame relay switch
Yeah,
differently.
yeah.
Okay.
In lab, when you go to the company, that time you need. When we are practicing the lab, we don't want to purchase a frame relay switch. This we can make a router as a frame relay switch by giving a command of frame relay switching in the global configuration mode.
Okay.
Okay. Then this is of layer 2. This is using router. These are routers which is working in layer 3. How come this will work?
Yeah, this will.
How come this will work? How is going to translate everything?
Yeah, it can transfer now.
Oh,
Switch
the
is able to.
I was see. I want to give my IP has been had to be transferred into layer 2 address. Then layer 2 address has been transferred into layer 3 address. Who will do this? A frame relay.
ISP.
A frame relay switch in the ISP will do. A frame relay switch will do. Okay, that is in the cloud. Okay, where they will keep, how they will keep, and all, no one knows. Only ISP persons knows. So this frame relay, how they are going to manage the interfaces between these routers, layer 3 and layer 2 devices. This is how we are going to study in frame relay.
Okay.
See, we have a converter called DILC. Okay, this is a player 3 IP address. When it comes sending the packets, it have to send it to this interface, another interface. Then this interface have to send it to R4. So I need a DILC. What is DILC?
I don't know.
Data link communication identifier.
Okay.
Okay, I need DILC here, this port and this port to connect to this and this router. That is called as DILC.
Hmm.
So what is the need of DILC now to go from layer 3 to layer 2, then layer 2 to layer 3. This as just identifier,
Hmm.
because who is coming to whom I want to send, it doesn't know. So I want to make an identifier in a frame relay switch. Okay, here one and here this port to make the identification, to make a connection. Okay, so this the interface which is going to connect between the frame relay and the router is called local management interface. The interface which is going to, we need identifier. Huh? For that we use DLCs, that is data link communication identifier, and the interface which is R2, which is from R2 to FR is a LMI, local management interface, that is locally significant. Okay, there is one more thing called CIR. CIR. What is CIR? This is a committed information rate. Committed information rate, they suppose you are subscribed for 200 2 Mbps. They want to know how much you have subscribed from this link to this link, and this link to another link. This to here, this to here. I want to know now. So I can use CIR values to commit the whatever the subscriber did, that we can give to through CIR value. That is called committed information rate. What is local management interface? The interface between in this router to the frame relay is called as local management interface, which is locally significant. Okay. What is DLC? Which is used as an identifier to make a connection, which will be given to in this end and this end. Okay.
Okay, but R2 will be connected to R1 also, no?
Yeah.
For that also we need another DLC.
Yeah. Another DLC we need.
What?
Okay. Then there are two types of connections. One is of point to multi-point and point to point. Point to multi-point. Another one is point to point connection. What is my point to multi-point? Point to point connection.
Only one router to many router.
See, I'll use one DLC
Yeah.
to reach these three. Okay.
Yeah.
Suppose I want to connect with only with R1. R1 should not have to communicate with R3.
Hmm.
For example, I'll take it in there are four routers, four locations we have got, and there is a frame relay switch pin between. Okay.
Hmm.
This person is the head, suppose.
Hmm.
He is the head of all. This person have to communicate with this person.
Hmm.
This person have to communicate with this person.
Hmm.
This person have to communicate with this person.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So what is this called? A partial mesh. It's not fully meshed.
Hmm.
So for me, for this person, it's a what? Point to multi points.
Yeah.
For this person, what is what?
It point
It's
to
a
point.
point to point network for him.
Yeah.
Either I can make this one line as point to point, this one line as point to point, this one line as point to point.
Hmm.
Okay, but for him is point to point. I can either make here as a point to point R2, R3, and R4.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
I can still make this as a point to multi-point networks also. So this also to connect, to this also to connect.
Hmm.
All the four are connected now.
Yeah. The fully mesh is per point to multi point.
Yeah, this is a point to multi-point.
This is also point to multi point. This one we can do it, right? From here to here.
Mhm.
Okay, direct connection without using the frame relay. We
That's what
can.
this is a connection made from frame only. I draw like drawn like this.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
it's fully meshed.
Yeah.
Then I can make fully meshed through point to multi-point. What
Yeah.
is point to multi-point? one point to one point, another same point is point to point out. Still, I want to make this as a point to point, so I can make point to multi point also. I can make. So I can make point to point like this. I can make point to multi point like this also. Got it. So this is called point to multi point. Point to point means only to this and this is called point to multi point. Sorry, point to point. From this and this and this is called point to multi point. Which you can see, learn from very basic nuggets with it. If you see nuggets, you will understand this point to point concept and point to multi point concept. Okay, this is, you can still, if you didn't understand, you can see the nuggets. Then this is a frame relay. How to configure a frame relay in a GNS? I am going to use R1, R2, R3 should to be a multi-point network. This is of multi-point network. Okay, and this is of point-to-point network, where you will learn both the stuffs. Okay, how point-to-point configuration, how to multi-point configuration. So, how to configure a frame relay? See, in R1, I'll use 1 or 2 as a del C. One is router 1, 2 is router 2. And 1 or 3 as a del C to communicate with 3, 1 to 3. In order to maintain ourselves to be like not to confuse, that's why raising 1 or 2, 1 or 3. Then this person have to communicate with the 2, 1, that is 2 not 1. This person want to communicate with the 3 also, that is multi-point, so 2 not 3. Then 3,
302,
302 and 301. Okay, and this side I will communicate only with 104, and this person only with 401. Correct. This is a point to point, this is a point to multi-point, in which R2 can communicate with R3, but R2 and R3 will not communicate with R4. Correct?
Yeah.
So how to make this configuration? I'll go to frame relay in GNS, click frame relay. Source port number is what? This is a one source port number.
We haven't made any connection, right?
One, yeah,
The
no, I
serial
didn't
port.
make any connection. 2, 3, and this is a port number 4 in the frame relay switch.
What?
Frame relay switch port numbers.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
From R1 to frame relay, there is only one cable is going on, right?
yeah,
That cable is giving all the traffic.
yeah. See here, I'm using port number 1 to communicate 1 or 2. It will have to go to port number 2, which is of 201 del C. Have to use from here. I will use 102 as a del C. Here, when it comes to port number 2, we have to use 201 as a del C to communicate within R1 and R2. Correct? Understood? Add this. Then port number 1 I'll use 103 as a del C. I'll use port number 3 and 301 as a del C. Then
Port number 1 I will use.
port number 2 I will go. It is reversible also, you can make. You don't want to make 201 and not again. Once it is made, it is reversible also.
Okay, next is port number 1 only.
Why port number 1? Port number 1 is done. Then I
No,
will go
for
to port number
104.
2. That I will do like last. First I will do for R1, R2, R3. Then port number 2, 203. Port number 3, I have to come again, 302. 302.
Yeah.
Add this.
Yeah, all the connections.
All the connections are made. Then I will use port number 101, 104 and 41, 401. Correct?
Yeah.
And first you have to give apply, then only you have to give OK. Apply and OK. You can't use any fast Ethernet cables with the frame relay. If you use fast Ethernet cable, it will not, you cannot connect with frame relay. Okay. I have to use only serials. With port number 1, R2 with port number 2, R3 with port number 3, and uh, port number 3, and R4 with port number 4. Got it? this is blinking again?
Nothing is started yet.
Okay. This is for number four. Understood how to give the DLCs. What is the use of DLCs? You know, no? Layer 3 to layer 2, layer 2 to layer 2, layer this one to communicate with each other, then here to here. Okay, just example, don't consider this one. Consider R1 to R2. It will go from here, it will use
Latest
port
concept
number.
of frame relay is VPN, na? Advanced version of frame relay.
That we cannot say like that. VPN is
VPN is
different. We'll tell you when VPN comes. Okay, then it is commit as 1 from IP address of R1. Then it will go inside 102. Then it will come outside as 201. Then it will go to the R2. And its access is just an identifier for the connections. Let's switch on the file using network 192.168.1.0/24.
one thing I want to know. When FR is a service provider, we can still use private IP address to communicate with all my.
No. When it is going to service provider, you cannot use only.
Okay.
You cannot use.
But here only we will use for all the service, for all the routers. We will use one IP address or four different IP address.
The IP address will be given through NAT. Okay, given by ISP to you.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Four different IP address.
Yeah, different IP address for suppose if I am using something here, it will be converted through the public IP address where packet will be sent to the R2. Then when it is coming, it is having also some public IP address that will be converted to the local IP address, that is private IP address. Then it will go to R2. Okay, that will be handled. That's what in cloud, so many things will be happening in which you can't see only ISPs will know. And I'll start this.
We haven't configured any router.
We'll start the router. Then only we can configure.
Frame relay we won't configure.
That's all. Configuration is over. In GNS you cannot do it.
Okay, for that we have to use the real
Real router as a frame relay switching. You want to type the command. In which when real router comes, that time we do that one. Not now you understand just the concept as of now.
Why power went up here? Power. Obviously, it's power problem here. See, for all the DLCs, 102, 103, and 104, we will use one single IP, or we will break down the interface.
Once if I convert that time you will come to know how I am doing. Okay. Then go to interface as 0/0. We are going to use the frame relay in which I want to use DLCs over here. So I have to encapsulate the mode into the frame relay mode. Okay. How to do that? Encapsulation frame relay. As I will do encapsulation for my serial interface. Then I want to give, else you can give it any time IP address. I will give the IP address 192.168.1.1 0. No shit. Then I want to map it now only. Okay, how to map frame relay map IP. I'm going to map a IP with a DLC with the help of DLC. What is the R2's address? 192.168.1.2. I'll map that IP address 192.168.1.2
mm,
by using the DLC call 102,
mm,
correct?
mm,
To reach this address, I will use 102 address.
mm,
102 as a DLC for me. I
mm,
cannot tell about 201. That have to be confined R2.
mm,
To reach one router 2, I will use DLC 102.
mm.
When I have to reach router 3, I will use the DLC
103.
103.
Okay,
If I
then.
give like this,
Mm,
this will never allow any protocols to run. You cannot run any protocols in this. If you run a protocol, suppose BGP or anything, it
mm.
will not run. Why? Because I want to give a extra command call, for broadcast. If I give the question mark, I can give broadcast. What this broadcast does, it, it will allow all the protocols to run. It will stop, the frame relay will stop the broadcast. That's why I'm telling manually to do the broadcast. And if it is Cisco device, all the Cisco devices, you can use Cisco encapsulation also.
Mm.
There is on IETF, this is IEEE standard, this encapsulation you can do. And simply will use broadcast, which will allow you to use the protocols used to run the protocols. Okay, broadcast. Now it is done on R1.
Mm.
Then we'll give no shit. That's all configurations over in R1. Then we'll go to R2.
So we will configure R4 also, no? Right now. Or we will
I will do it later. First we'll give point to multiply, then we'll do point to point. Interface as 0/0. IP address. Anytime you can give. It's not mandatory that you have to give encapsulation first, then IP address next. And 168.1.2.55.0 encapsulation frame relay. Okay, frame relay map IP
192.168.1.1.
192.1.1 using the DLC call
201.
201. Using the broadcast, I'm using broadcast. I'm mapping with
Mm.
router 3 using the DLC number 3,
Mm.
giving the broadcast connection to run the protocols. That's a healthy motion.
Suppose no, I didn't put the broadcast,
It will not allow you to run any protocol.
like RIP, we can run.
You cannot run any protocol. A
Okay.
protocol means all the protocols, not only RIP, OSPF, AGRP.
Mm.
It means that all the protocols, whether TCP/IP, everything it will be done.
Okay.
Only you can do ICMP, ping something, this protocols like distance sector, you can like can't run on. It may allow ICMP. It allow ICMP actually. It may allow sometimes TCP/IP. It will not allow this dynamic protocols. Will not be done. Okay, then interface S0/0. We have given S0/0 only in R2 or F0/0 we have given S0/0. Then interface S0/0.
S0/1.
Oh, this is S0/1. Interface S0/1. Encapsulation frame relay map IP. I will not map for this. Let's see if I didn't map what will happen. How I can see my frame relay is configured or not? I can give the command call show frame relay map. See, this is 192.168 using DLC 102,
Mm.
which is a static. I manually did this. It's a I am using a broadcast command to run all the dynamic protocols and it is still active. And 192.168.1.3 is DLC number 103,
Mm.
which is static and it is still active.
Mm. Monitoring is active. Okay.
Okay, that's what I'll tell you. I'll give the just IP address. Okay, interface S0/1 IP address 192.168.1.3 0. No shit. If I okay, I'll check it out in R2 as well. Show frame map. It's also active with the router 1 and router 3. I'll go to router 3. I didn't configure anything in router 3, correct?
Mm.
to router 3 and check it whether frame relay is there or not. It's not there. Not there. Then once if I run encapsulation frame relay that's 0/1 0/1 between the encapsulation frame relay I'll run. Okay, so that my interface will be up. Now I'm giving show frame relay map. Let me wait. Let me check what will happen now with the R3. It takes some time. See, I didn't give anything, but I have got the mappings. Once I enable the frame relay, I have got the mappings for one, it is 301, and for two, this 302. It's automatically taken. How come?
From the frame relay switch.
This is called inverse R. Okay, what is it? What is R?
By
I
sending
send the IP address, I will get the
MAC address. Yeah.
Okay, here what is happening?
Inverse up.
Inverse R. Okay, through MAC address, I learn the IP address.
Okay.
Through the DLC number, I learned the MAC address of IP address of R1. From with this, they have already defined for me. You know, this is wrong actually. This is not to be done because if there is some persons in R3 in which I didn't configure, you will just connect with this. I don't want to configure. I want to configure such a way that R2 should be contacted with only with R3, not with R1. So that will, without anything I'm doing, it's automatically done. So how to stop this? This is actually dangerous. No, when you didn't configure, it is automatically coming to this. It's a dangerous one. So I'll go to interface S0/0.
In router
I'll
one.
okay, inverse R. Hmm. Not sure. Okay. Frame inverse R. Okay. Frame relay is wrong. No frame relay inverse up if I give, what happens? It will stop the inverse up. I'll go to R2 also. I'll do the same. I'll go to interface 0/0.
Here it is using the
No
IP address,
frame relay.
MAC address to get the IP address.
Yeah, I'm using DLC to get the IP. This inverse up.
Inverse up or reverse up actually.
Inverse up. See the command inverse up.
But actually it is a reverse up, no? It is using the IP address to get the MAC address.
Reverse, inverse, what is the difference?
Both are same only.
Inverse up, I'm still doing. So I want to stop this. If I go to R3, can I able to see this one? Now I have given as no inverse up should not have happened in R1 R2. So it will not send any information.
Yeah, issue should be
So
there because previously it has already configured, right?
it's already configured. Given no frame inverse up, still it is there. Why?
Because
It's
of
the previous update. Okay. How to clear this? Clear frame delay in R inverse R. If I do this and if I see, nothing is there. Okay, this is a previous update. Now I didn't get anything by giving the command. No frame delay inverse R. Now I'll manually configure this interface on /0/1. Hyper is already given. Encapsulation is already given. I'll give frame relay map IP 192.168.1.1 using 301 as and broadcast 102 and 302 as the DLC and broadcast. If I do like this, can I see the frame relay map now?
Yeah.
Frame relay map. Yeah, it came, it is still active. If suppose I am configuring, I will go to interface S0/0. Okay,
Mm.
I am mapping with some address frame relay map IP some unknown address I'm typing. Okay,
Mm.
101. Any else is like 607, 604, and I'm telling to broadcast.
Mm.
So will it be in my map? Hmm? There is no IP address like that. There is no DLC like that. Will it be in my map? Yes, it is in my map, and still it is active. How come? See, once I made a map, it will go and check with the frame delay switch. Then, if it will get a reply that there is a no IP address, there is a no DLC like this. Okay, then only it will clear. See, it is deleted now. It was active before 1.1.1.1. Now it has been deleted and it will be flushed out from my map table. It will be flushed out. Okay. Even though you can give any IP address, it will be done. And can I able to ping with R3 192.160? Can it able to ping
Yeah.
102? Yes, I can able to ping. Can I able to ping with R2? Yes, I can able to. Can I able to ping my own IP address?
Yes.
Ping 192.168.1.1.
Mm.
I cannot able to ping my own IP address. Why? See, I have entered the frame relay switch in which I want to map for its each IP address. I want to map to the MAC address, right? First,
Mm.
that is DLC. If you don't have MAC address, what is ping? You will use your IP address to know that MAC address so that you are particularly reaching that particular host so that you will get a reply back from the particular host.
Mm.
Now, in this frame relay, what has happened now? I am using DLCs for everything.
Mm.
That I am mapping manually MAC address, right?
Mm.
That is LC. I am manually mapping the layer to address. I have to map the layer to address for my own router also. If I want to ping myself. So how to do that one? So I need layer to address to give the ARP, right? What is ARP? I want to go to the particular MAC and I want to get the reply back. Say for this I didn't I have to map for myself. Then only ARP will work or this ping will work. So how to do that? I want to map myself for my particular IP address so that my particular IP address will get some IP that MAC that is layer 2 address, not MAC, layer 2 address, and so that I can ping myself. How to do that one? I have to map myself using frame relay map IP 192.168.1.1 is my own IP. I can use any of the locally managed DLCs. Locally managed DLCs 1 or 2 or 3. Even though it is used for R2, I can either use 1 or 2 and 1 or 3. It will not affect anything. Okay, I'll use 1 or 2. Anything they don't want to broadcast also. I'm just mapping for my IP address on layer 2 address. That's
Mm.
all. I'm mapping layer 2 with layer 3 now. So that I can ping for myself. I have to go to interface now. Interface, frame relay, map IP, 1 or 2. Okay, can I able to ping for myself now? I don't know that. Yes, I can able to ping myself. Yes, I need layer 2 address. So I have to map for myself also. Now we'll go and do it for R1 and R4.
Mm.
Point to point
Point to
connection.
point.
Point to point connection needs a sub interface. Always. S0 slash 0.10. You need a sub interface to make a point to point connection.
Okay.
Okay. 0 point. We'll use 4 here. We'll use 1 here. Anything.
Mm.
Yeah, that is that one. So it will not get confused. Okay, I'll use that.
One thing I want to tell, we can make directly point to point like from R1 to R2, R1 to R3, R1 to R4. All are point to point only,
See,
right?
I want to R2 want to communicate with R3, R3 wants to communicate with R2, R2 wants to communicate with R1. That
Mm.
was my scenario. That's why I'm using point to multi-point. But R4 and R1 should be have to be connected. These are the
Okay,
main
they.
head offices. They should only be connected. This R4 should not connect with R2 and R3. Only with R1. That is why I'm using point to point connection here.
Mm.
How to make a point to point? I'll go to the. I want to first make a sub interface. How to make a sub interface?
And we get a
I want to
interface
go
as just.
interface S0 slash 0.1.
Mm.
I'm making. Then I want to give an extra command here as point to point. you can use multi-point also sub-interfaces also. Okay.
Hmm.
In multi-point also you can use sub-interfaces.
Hmm.
In point-point also you can make sub-interfaces. Okay, but point to point you must have to make a sub-interface. And then point to point. Then what I need to give? I need to give an IP address. Correct. Then that one that 14.1 254.0. Correct. I don't want to give no shit because the
Yeah,
sub
I am
interface
using some different IP address here.
that was for 0/0.
Okay.
I'm using a sub interface.
No, 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 no.
Hmm.
Completely different class IP address I'm using.
Different class IP address means.
192.168.1 and here you are using
This
10.1.14.
is for this network, point to point network.
Okay,
This is
here I
for
can use
point to. Yeah, you can use.
192.168.14.1.
This is for S0/. This is completely different interface.
Yeah, I know. That one I know.
Hmm.
That one we can use any IP address.
Any IP address.
Okay. No, I actually class A and class C I got
No,
confused.
this is nothing like that at all. So you are using 10 network here. You are using 192 network here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go to R1 and I'll make as a point to point and give the IP address for the sub interface now. I don't want to give notion, it is already up. 0/0 is up means 0/0 I don't know. So it's up only. Then how to do this one? Point to point. Frame relay interface del C. I want to just tell, I don't want to tell about the MAC address and sorry IP address and all. I just want to tell the del C to contact. This is only point to point. There is only two persons. So I don't want to tell his IP address and all. I just want to tell interface del C. If I tell interface del C, that is called point to point. And therefore, which I want to broadcast also.
You have to broadcast this one also, no?
Yeah, if you want to run the protocol in the frame relay, you want to give the command extra thing called broadcast. Now that's all over this one. I can see my map, show, frame relay, map. See what it is coming here. Point to point LC 104, which is a broadcast. Status defined and active. Through which interface has 0.0/0.1. Next we'll go to R4, enable config interface has 0/0. First I will give first I want to give encapsulation frame relay. First I am making this is a frame relay interface. I want to giving encapsulation for the particular interface. Then I will give no shut. If I give no shut only I can make the sub interface, right? If it is shut I cannot make. And I will go to interface as 0/0.1 point to point. Then I have to give the IP address.
IP address.
100.1.4.4.2.4.0. Between point to point, that will be same network only. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
IP address 100.1.4.4.4. Then frame relay interface DLC 401 I use. And can you able to see my map? Frame relay. It is defined. Point to point, it is defined. Okay. Can you able to ping with R1?
It's not. It's inactive.
Huh? It will be active sometimes.
Okay.
Okay. Then I will do ping with R1 14.1. So I can able to ping. Can I able to ping with R3 now?
No.
192.168. Or else R1 only, R1 network only I can able to ping with that. I cannot make.
This is R1, right?
Yeah.
So why
That's
I
a
can?
point to point, multi-point network.
Okay, okay. This is a
This is a
different network.
point to point network. That's why no one have to use only R1 R4. And
Mm-hmm.
there's a particular network have to use. Got it? That's all about